it's never pleasurable and enjoyable when you're seeing someone going through what they're going through. But I can look back and say we did everything we possibly could for her. And I think without the Treetops help, I don't think we could have said that. I was so close to my mum. I used to go flower delivering with her when I was really small, in between school. Then when she used to take me to school, luckily we had the shop that was in the same village as the school. She used to walk me up and I used to be kicking the door down because I just, not that I didn't like school, just couldn't stand to be away from my mum. So yeah, everybody just absolutely loved her. A really welcoming, really warm person. The diagnosis was really just came from nowhere. The beginning of the year, not a problem, and then her and her long-term partner went away on a coach trip. And they sat having some fish and chips on the wall outside, just talking, watching everything go past. I think this was in March. And she said, I don't feel very well. She rang me and said, I'm at the doctor's. Can you take me to the hospital? And I knew there and then that something wasn't right. She remained positive. Mum was a mega positive person, 3 courses of chemo. And then it came to the June, I'm sorry, it's this really form of aggressive cancer, bowel cancer. We've tried everything, it's not touching it. There's really nothing we can do for you. So from that point on, we made the most of it. We'd go out for weekends to the East Coast where we used to have family holidays, where my mum used to have family holidays with her parents. When my grandma died of bowel cancer, she died at home. We brought her home from the nursing home in Spondon village, next to the church. And I think it was from then on, to be fair, my mum had always said, I want to die at home as well. And I'd always said throughout my life, doesn't matter what's happening, neither of my parents I would always care for them, no matter what, no matter how difficult it would be. And I just said, I've always said, Mum, you're not going to die at home. You're not going to die at hospital, and you're not. We will take you back home. We are going to look after you no matter what. And then it was like from my mum's side. So we hugged that out, and then she was calm, knowing that, great, I'm going to be where I want to be when the time comes. The day they said, okay, we've got an ambulance spot, you can take your mum home now. It was great. This is what we want. This is what we've wanted weeks leading up to this. It's now we've got everything at home that we need for her. They'd brought a bed, they'd brought a commode, they'd brought this, that and the other. We'd bought an electric recliner chair that she could sit in and look out into a garden. They brought my mum in on a chair, so they brought her through and were like, look, Mum, we've put all your plants to the side of the window so she could see where they were. Almost as soon as they'd gone out of the house, it was sort of, that was it. She was just calm and comfort and was just like, you know what, this is it. I don't need to struggle so much now. But yeah, it just sort of takes over your entire life. You're busy for 5 or 10 minutes at a time, and then you're sort of sitting around, and then because you're sitting around not really doing anything, you're feeling guilty that you're there, but you're not really helping the person you're there to help, because they don't need help at that particular point. You're sort of standing around the bed because you can hear a movement, you can hear a sound, so then you're straight up because you've sat around doing nothing, you've not heard anything, you're straight up looking, oh, Mum, do you want anything, do you need anything? And so it then sort of, it's in your mind that, oh, this is a bit boring, and then you shouldn't be bored because you're doing it, so you've always got that sort of in and out of both sides of your shoulders. We brought the mum home on the first day in a rush because we wanted to get her back, and it was the second day we had a phone call from Treetops saying we've had this referral, I think, from the hospital, we're going to come round. From the minute they walked in, they didn't have the plastic aprons on straight away. They came in as a person rather than they're just coming in and out to do clean and out. They were coming in as an actual person and was like, oh, this is nice. And then they get talking to you and you're thinking, well, this is nice. And then they talked to my mum, and you could just see that her eyes would sort of light up that little bit. That they would ask how we were as well. They would sort out my mum. They would ask, what have we been doing throughout the day? How's my mum been responding? And how's the general? Did we want anything doing? Do we need help with anything? It was just so reassuring that we've got people that know what we're going through, or at least, are putting our mind at rest that what we're doing is helping my mum. I think it just made us more peaceful, that calming ourselves that what we were doing was right, so therefore we were more relaxed, which I'm sure would have transferred over to my mum, that knowing that we were relaxed and calm and organised. They got us organised. It meant we could look after her better, because we weren't running around here, there and everywhere, and we weren't frantically panicking and bickering between each other. Well, it needs to be this, it needs to be, we need to be. There was none of that, because we just knew what was happening. It got to the point where it came to the end of my mum's life, and we went to sleep, and the nurse from Treetops actually came and woke us up and said, "I don't think there's long left. I'll go out of the way, and you guys come and gather around the bed." It's never pleasurable and enjoyable when you're seeing someone going through what they're going through, but I can look back and say we did everything we possibly could for her, and I think without the Treetops help, I don't think we could have said that. The fact that, one, we could bring my mum home, it was her wish, we'd granted her wish, and the fact that we could look after her as well with all the support that we got, knowing we were doing it right, it just made the whole experience a lot better for us. And I just can't imagine going through it without the support we had. Because I'd gone through such a good experience of the death and the process, if you like, I've got no pent up anger inside, which is probably why I can talk about it quite freely. I've got no issues inside with how anything went. I'm a really emotional person. I actually got up and did a speech at my mum's funeral in front of everybody, because the experience was just sort of, we'd gone full circle with my mum. She'd brought me up and mothered me and whatever, and then at the end, all the help we'd got and all the support we'd got enabled us to care for my mum right through to the end. So I'd seen her right from the start right until the end. It was just really calm for myself, which is a shame for other people that don't get that, to be fair. I've spoken to quite a few other people, and they've still got questions, they've still got problems with what happened. Well, I haven't, because we'd had the 9 months leading up to my mum. I had to grieve in that period. So then when it actually came to it, I looked back. We'd had the great help in the final few days. We'd done all the things that she wanted to do when we could do after the diagnosis was terminal. So it couldn't have really gone any better for a death, which, as good as they can do. I honestly can't say it could have gone any better.